Now, there is a few things from the All-Star game that I do want to talk about. None of them really are related to the game itself, but there's a lot of little fun stories
I got one too.
from also. Okay, go ahead. What you got? Go first.
Hey, and I text Horry about it. I could take his big shot about this the other day. Hey, Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro. Hey, I know your hands big and all, and you're the greatest of all time. But the way you held on to Mary J, and I saw the video, the little pat on their lower back, close to the butt area.
Oh, you're being liberal with lower back.
Hey,
that
man.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Look, Mike. It ain't but 3 or 4 people on earth that could probably get away with what Michael Jordan did. Hey, he the GOAT.
Hey, that's what happens when you have big hands, man. I think he would
that's a.
I think that was a mistake. He probably didn't pay any attention.
She didn't either.
She didn't even blink. But then there's video of like her getting pictures with other people later in the night where she's like hands, and Jordan is like, Jordan's wrapped around her. He's got a handful of it, and I'm like, good for you.
Hey, that's Michael Jordan, man. That's
good for you, Mike.
Jesus. He can do what he want to do.
Yeah, but I think Mike was going off that tequila too.
Well, here's the thing.
He was on a little something.
Jordan was smiling the whole night. Like from the minute they introduced him, every time you saw him, he had this huge. And I love Michael Jordan. I've never seen him that happy. Yeah, usually Mike's pretty even. It's
Mike's not there.
Read on.
Yeah.
Or he's just not there.
Hey, I think for the most part, a lot of people didn't think he was going to show up, and I think for him to show up, and you think about almost half those guys on that stage created him to some degree.
Oh, yeah. If not more,
their careers, yeah. And if he didn't show up, it'd have been, a tragedy. It'd been a black eye for me on the whole 75, because I say this, I know Tim wasn't going to show up. I knew he wasn't going to show up because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he is not happy with some things that happened when I played with the NBA, and for me, I think. I know it's a pandemic and all the stuff, but the NBA provided you with the lifestyle that you have. You have become these icons because of the NBA. And if they have one time to honor you out of, 25 years, you should show up. And I think the fact that Tim didn't show up, which I knew he wasn't, was kind of hurt the mood.
Because now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, you and David could have rolled the damn together. You both live in San Antonio. You could have took the private plane like half the players did. But for MJ to show up and see the smile on the face, I think him at the end of the day, he was like, shit, he got all my teammates from college. He got some teammates I played with. It's a good thing. It's a good feeling, the camaraderie and everything like that. And just to hang out and see people, it was a great moment. So I'm happy that he showed up.
Another reason I think, more people are seeing Jordan smile lately, and, not to take it back to a more somber moment, but somebody made a point. I think when Kobe passed, I think that may have done something to Mike, and to be in the vicinity with all these other great players who he may not have seen in a while, he may not have talked to in a while, he may not have necessarily even cared for like that. To see those people and to realize that, hey, I can see y'all today and y'all may not be here tomorrow. So to be in this spot with you all, to dap you up, to laugh with you, to joke, which I don't know the last time he saw Dennis Rodman. I don't know the last time I don't know the last time he saw a lot of these people. So Mike could have been relishing. You said what?
Probably Hall of Fame.
Right. Yeah.
So
right.
He could have been relishing in the moment of let me be here because they're honoring us, and let me also honor everybody I possibly can. His interaction with Magic, his hug with LeBron, he should have had a hug with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And I had a hug with Kobe.
It's just, for me, it threw me just to see him that happy, because it's just like you said, either he's not there or he's very stoic. And part of me went, well, here's a room full of guys with a lot of money who don't know how to gamble. So he's probably thrilled. He's like, deal me in. Let's go. And lift some money on Shaq. Come on now.
Or he could just say, hey, I got more money. I can bluff you out.
That's right.
Him challenging Magic to a basketball game. Talking about, go get your shoes. I'll play you right now. Knowing good and well, Magic can't move like he used to. Mike can't either, but you can't tell him that. So that competitive spirit and fire that you saw from Mike, but the smile to go along with it. I think some people feel as though, since his, his little brother, aka Kobe Bryant, passed away. I think there's Mike is showing a little bit of a lighter side. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of what I think.
Yeah. So let's do before we get to my that was one of the ones that stood out was the Jordan stuff. The other one was the Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett drama, I want to call it, but I don't know if it really was drama. There's this video of during the introductions where Ray Allen comes up to the stands and he's kind of dapping everybody up and sort of doesn't really pay any mind to Kevin Garnett and sort of kind of walks by him. And Garnett didn't look like he was too happy in general anyway. He looked like he was kind of just trying to soak up the moment or something. I don't know. But then there was all this, they snubbed each other. Oh, they must not like each other. And I know there was like drama around the whole Big Three split and all that stuff, but there's also photos of them like an hour earlier
together,
like all hanging out and laughing and stuff. So I think that one might have been a little blown out of proportion. I don't know.
Well, for me, I always say you ain't got to like your teammates to win. You got to respect them, but you don't have to like them, break bread with them, hang out, but you do have to respect them. And for me, I pay that no attention because I know how KG is. He does that just for the attention to try to make it like he's this tough guy. And so I just laughed at the whole situation.
Yeah, I thought so as well. But I mean, that story like blew up.
Yeah,
it was everywhere.
End of the day, Ray Allen got the last laugh because he got more rings than KG.
I'm gonna say he went to the Heat.
I'll say this: looking at that video, it took the strength of God to keep KG at bay because the way he was just looking up, eyes closed, you saw his fist. I'm not saying there wasn't nothing gonna go on at that event, but you could just tell like, I don't like this dude, or get this dude away from me. This is as close as I want this dude to me without me having to swing on him or say something to him. You could tell KG was not in a good place at that moment.
The funny part is like at the end of the day, like, dude, it's my life, my decision. I can go where the hell I want to go. If you don't like
That's a fact. Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Well, like you said, he went and played with LeBron and D Wade in Miami, won himself a ring. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can't really look back and
made one of the most iconic shots in NBA history.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Whatever beef there is, like I said, going back to all this other stuff, eventually, some point in time as you get older and if you're able to live long enough, man, clear the air, clear that stuff up. Man, y'all are being celebrated as the 75 greatest players of all time. Y'all are all on this list. Y'all are all Hall of Famers, and you all are all living. So while you're all living in here, squash that junk, man. That ain't even worth nothing.
My audio of the week also came from the Celebrities game, which I think was Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So Richard Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins are calling the celebrity game together. They got into this conversation during the broadcast of Richard says he has not played basketball. He has not picked up a basketball since he retired.
Yeah.
So the question got flipped to Kendrick, and this is what happened between them. Here's the audio.
Wait, so RJ say he hasn't played since he retired. When was the last time you played?
Like 2 years before he retired. 3 years before he retired. His years of the cat. Why?
KP, why? Why'd you do this to me?
That
was violence.
I ain't gonna lie. Richard Jefferson is really good on TV, man. His quirks, his comebacks are good, man.
He's great on ESPN, man. He does a really good job. Yeah. He does a really good job.
And they're good together. Both of them are good together. They look at each other funny. Anytime Kendrick says something, Richard has a rebuttal and vice versa. It almost makes it seem like they don't like each other, but they really do.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. I'm gonna say this, and this is not blasphemous whatsoever. And I'm saying on a very low scale, no disrespect to Kendrick or Richard. These are my disclaimers.
Okay.
On a very small scale, it reminds me of Chuck and Shaq.
Oh my God.
On a very small scale, the way they go back for us. Now, it's not the same magnitude at all.
No.
Definitely not career-wise. But anywho, on a very small scale, the way they go back and forth, it kind of reminds me of those two. They don't hate each other, but you got something to say, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, they know what it's about. They know it's about having a good time, and just taking it on the chin and moving on.
When's the last time you played? 2 years before you retired? That's great.